Here we go. Welcome to my WWE reactions and recap of this event. I just gotta say, who wrote that ending? They did all that build up just to have it end like that. That's bad writing. But I'm gonna talk about that later. Such a bad main event. I don't know. I can't be the only one. And anyone that's watching this, if you are a fan of WWE, if you watch it, you watch the show like me every week, and just to see this character, the Fiend, I think it's the biggest, the greatest gimmick going for the show. And they just do it like that, and they let him just get away. They let Seth Rollins get away with the title with no definitive winner. And obviously, if you watch the main event, he wasn't down. So they could have easily had the match continue with what, 40 minutes left? 40 minutes left still of the show with the main event to continue this match between them for the Universal Championship, and they just end it like that. That's the end. The show ended way too early. Not even all the titles were defended. But let's get into the kickoff. I'm gonna recap all the matches from this show and just tell you guys the winner. I'm just gonna run through it. And then I just got a couple of things I want to say before I even get started here with the kickoff. What they did to Kofi Kingston a few days ago from Friday night's premiere on Fox, 5-second title defense, and he goes down in one move. Disrespectful. I can't believe that. I just really can't believe that they did that to him. And he had all these title defenses, title defense after title defense. Yeah, he kept it. He had a decent run. I'm not expecting him to be champion, WWE Championship, WWE champion forever. That's impossible. But just have him defend the title against Samoa Joe, all these different, to be a fighting champion, and then to have him go down and they just snatch the title away from Kofi Kingston like that, and just like that in 5 seconds, as if he didn't even have a fighting chance against Brock Lesnar, and they just took the title away from him. And yet they have all these others just holding the title and retaining. Easy. The same people just winning over and over. Who's going to be in their next competition? I just have to say that. I just wanted to start with that. So I highly doubt he's going to get the championship back. He's going right back to the mid-card. But let's get to the kickoff show. But that's just what I wanted to say, just to talk about the situation with Kofi Kingston and Brock Lesnar just from the premiere on Fox. Now they trying to do UFC and WWE. I don't know what's next for them. But the only kickoff show match was with Lacey Evans taking on Natalya. Natalya ended up winning that. It was only one match at the kickoff, and the rest was just build up of all the matches that's going to be on the match card that you guys are going to see in the description of this video. But I just had to just talk about that really quickly. So let's get to the main show. I gotta say, overall, for most of these other matches that I've seen, they were really good matches. Almost predictable results from the matches here, especially this with Becky Lynch taking on Sasha Banks. We already knew she was probably going to win, but it made you want to think that Sasha Banks was going to win, but Becky Lynch has had this title for a while now. I can't imagine who else is going to probably end up taking the title away from her. Ronda Rousey took 1 L and she's gone, so I don't think she's ever going to come back. So I can't imagine who else is going to probably step up to take the Raw Women's Championship from Becky Lynch. Unless someone resorts to cheating or just not being her in a legitimate way. I don't know what else they're going to probably do. They just need more competitors to give these other superstars a chance. And nothing against Becky. She's great and all. But let's get some other people that the new generation. It's like the new talent is just being overshadowed by the old gens. The old generation of superstars, because they continue to win over and over. They're not giving the new gen talent a chance, and some of the people that's in the back of the locker room not competing. So I don't know who's going to be the next competitors for these championships. It leaves so many questions. I always do this every time I watch an event. I wonder what they're going to do next. Who's going to be the next challengers for these events, for these titles to compete? Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan teaming up to take on Erick, Rowen, and a returning, by surprise, Luke Harper. So I already knew Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan were going to win because they already been getting beat down week after week. and just the unlikeliest of duos, Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan finding a way to win this match. And just what they did to hug it out once they hugged it out after they won. So I think it's probably going to be, they're probably going to be a tag team, maybe a formidable pair of tag teams just to compete for the tag team championships, maybe. I don't know. But it depends on what happens with the draft, because I don't know. Maybe Roman Reigns will go back to SmackDown. Daniel Bryan might end up going over to Raw or a different show. One of the two superstars are probably going to be doing. You're going to go their separate ways. It's probably a one-time thing, a one-time tag team. The one time that they only decided to team up, and then they're just going to be their individual competitors. But I don't know what's next for Roman Reigns. Maybe he's going to go back. They're going to probably do Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar all over again. But the only difference with this match was it was a tornado tag match, so there was no disqualification or anything like that. The next match, Randy Orton versus Ali, completely unannounced. But as you watch the show, that you'll find out they end up having a backstage confrontation, and then this match ended up coming out about. But Ali never is just not even getting a chance to win. He still continues to lose. So just for example, as great as Randy Orton is, Ali should be probably winning these matches. He does so much. He did a nice little counter to the RKO, but it still wasn't enough because he ends up just being captured by it anyway to lose the match. The SmackDown Women's Tag Team Championships, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending against the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane for this next match here. And finally, Asuka has another title around her waist. But she should be an individual competitor. Just like I already said this before. Why is she in the tag team division? She should be an individual competitor. As great as she is, she should already possibly be champion. Maybe, I was going to say, maybe she could probably challenge Charlotte. But I'm going to get to that match now. Because there's no other competition, it seems, on these shows. It's just the same people just coming back just to get their rematch. They just magically get it. They just earn a title opportunity by just getting up in their faces. And right away, they don't earn the title opportunities. It just seems like the new gen competitors have to earn their opportunities, while all the top superstars just already are given these opportunities to try to get the championship. It just seems like a pattern at this point. But we have new SmackDown Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors. So, one thing that caught my attention was Asuka using the green mist against spitting the green mist all over Nikki's face. So it gave me the Tajuri vibes just from that. I think he was one of the superstars from way back then, from the Attitude Era. He did the green mist technique. I think that was only in the games. I don't know. I don't remember if it was on the show or not, but it was pretty cool. Just a whole throwback to Tajuri back when he was in the company. So that was pretty cool to see her win the championship for her team. The OC, AJ Styles and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The OC, the original, the only club that matters, taking on the Viking Raiders, or the War Raiders, because they changed their name unnecessarily. I don't know why they did that. The Viking Raiders taking on, teaming up with Braun Strowman. They had a mystery partner, but Braun Strowman being the mystery partner, they ended up winning by disqualification, when they could have had a definitive winner. The next match was Baron Corbin versus Shorty, Chad Gabel. Chad Gabel ended up winning again and beating Baron Corbin, the king of the ring, all over again. But that didn't really matter. They just put that in there just to put an additional match on the card, because they didn't have nothing else. Nobody else was defending the championships. Tamina won the 24/7 championship from Carmella, and then since Tamina was the new 24/7 champion, R-Truth ended up getting the title back, and he won off of Tamina. And we haven't even seen Tamina in so long. But it's just the 24/7 championship just needs to give those other superstars that don't get matches something to do. Some kind of title on their, just on their profile, I guess. I don't know what they're doing with this. But I love the 24/7 title because it's entertaining. But these superstars shouldn't be running around chasing this title. They should be competing and trying to get these other titles, like the Intercontinental Championship, for example, that didn't have a match. Shinsuke Nakamura. See what I'm saying? They just keep they're just leaving these titles just off the show. And United States Championship as well. But he was in a tag team match. Charlotte taking on Bayley for the SmackDown women's championship. Charlotte ended up winning again, so now she has the title again. Now, is Bayley going to get the title back? I don't know. Who else is going to step up and get that title to challenge? Just like I wish Asuka was an individual competitor. She could probably take on Charlotte and put on a good match. She shouldn't have never lost her in the first place at the last WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble. They still had her losing in Charlotte. Charlotte is just going to stay on the top of the top and just get every championship opportunity. Even if she loses, she's going to come right back and just get it again. That's what I just don't know. And then I got to just say, here's the last match. Seth Rollins, the main event. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, which everybody was just talking about and just being so hyped up for. Now, how did the match go? There's no contest. There was no... Seth Rollins still has the championship. Monday Night Raw tomorrow. So let's see. Are they going to let this match drag on? What are they going to do with him? He couldn't put the Fiend down. He did everything he could. All those stomps, taking pages out of Triple H's book, grabbing the sledgehammer, and it just, the way it ended was just so silly. It was a ridiculous ending. Who wrote that? The writers are to blame. The company, I don't know why they whose idea was this? Let's build this match up. Have them just take control of one of the best gimmicks, if not the greatest gimmick. I think it's better than the Undertaker's gimmick. He's scarier than the Undertaker. Pass the torch to Bray Wyatt. He's the next best thing. He's the new face of fear. Quote me on that. Just from his, the way he comes out, the entrances, and just everything he does on the show. I love the Firefly Funhouse. The Firefly Funhouse is the best thing going for the show. It's the reason why some of the ratings are high. But now, since they just did this, they just kind of killed it. They just killed it off. And he didn't take down. He didn't beat the Fiend. He came right down and then just hit him with a sledge. He had, a chair. He had a chair on top of him. He was laying down. He had a chair on top of him. He had a ladder. And then he had a box of toolbox. He hit him with the toolbox. Tools going everywhere and all that. And then, that wasn't good enough to put him down. He grabs the sledgehammer and then he slams. He hits the sledgehammer right on top of his head. And then they ring the bell and end it. And all throughout the match, I gotta just tell y'all, when you go to watch this, go check it out for yourself. You don't even have to watch all the rest of the other matches. Barely any title changes. But when you go to watch this, Bray Wyatt is kicking out at 1. He was just keep coming out. It's as if nothing could stop him. He just kept getting up, kicking out at 1, over and over and over. But right after this, you would think, oh, that's it. They gonna have him just do all this offense, get all this offense on the Fiend, and have him be put down. He ends up getting right back up and beating down Seth, and he gets the claw all over again. And that's it for the show. And you hear the crowd. I've got to say it. The crowd was chanting AEW, and then, but the first thing prior to the AEW chants, it was restart match. And then I'm looking at the time. It's like 10:18. You got 40 minutes and some change left for this whole match to still go on. And they just cut the show right then and there. And then WWE Chronicles comes on. I just can't. That's the worst part of the show. What a bad main event. It was just such. I was so excited to see it. But just as I seen Seth Rollins just doing all his little signature moves. I was getting even more nervous just seeing it. I said, oh, they about to really have him lose the match. I don't know how you guys feel about the match, but for me, that was just a terrible, just awful ending. Bad writing by the writers. They should have rethought that. I think they just rushed it. They didn't even really think that all the way through. I think they really wanted this to really drag on. Maybe they don't even want Bray Wyatt to have the championship. He should, because he deserves it. It's his time. He's better than the Undertaker as far as his gimmick. He's scarier than him. Undertaker's not even all that scary anymore. It's time for him to go. But then they just continue to have him come back every time. As great as he is, he's a legend. But it's time for it's Bray Wyatt's time. It's time for him to be a champ. Nothing against Seth Rollins. I personally think he's good. He's a good competitor. But it's Bray Wyatt's time. I said this the last event that I covered. It's Bray Wyatt's time. I don't know what they're gonna do. To me, they killed this pay-per-view.